Egypt is a desert country, but it covers a quarter of the Arab world. Born on the banks of the Nile, is one of the most important civilizations of antiquity. The Egyptian art and the colossal monuments attracted the ancient Greeks and Romans with their enigmatic beauty. Today, it attracts millions of tourists, but also scientists who are still trying to decipher its secrets. Our trip to Egypt begins in the tourist resort of Hurghada. From here, we will explore the Red Sea coast and the nearby tourist resorts. We will discover the wonders of the ancient world while traveling in Cairo. The pyramids and the Sphinx are 18 kilometers away from Cairo and 500 kilometers from Hurghada. Then we will venture into the desert, go on safaris, and see how the Bedouins live. We will not miss diving in the Red Sea, nor the sunrise. Hurghada was founded as a small fishing village. Today, it is the favorite resort of Egyptians and lovers of the sea, sun, and diving. Hurghada stretches for about 40 kilometers along the coast of the Red Sea, with wide beaches and clear water. On the entire coast of the Red Sea, a series of hotels compete in architecture and landscaping, each corner reminding us of the stories from 1001 Nights. Tourist season, the population of Hurghada triples, the resort becoming a classic of all-inclusive holidays organized by European travel agencies. More than 1 million tourists visit Hurghada every year. Most hotels are true mini towns with their own private pools and beaches, fitness facilities, spas, poolside bars, clubs, or theaters. The famous bazaars are located right inside the resort. From here, you can buy small souvenirs for your loved ones. The Egyptian statuettes representing gods or pharaohs, the famous Egyptian cotton, hand-painted papyri, or the famous natural perfume essences from Cleopatra's time can be found everywhere. You have to choose wisely when shopping, as they may be counterfeit. The camel's hair, the silk or the cotton, represents the raw material used to make carpets right under the eyes of curious tourists. In order to make tourists feel good, the hoteliers organize a series of activities: dance classes by the pool, water sports, snorkeling, and diving. Choose to visit Egypt have the opportunity to indulge their taste buds with all kinds of dishes. For all-inclusive holidays, hoteliers offer 3 buffet meals with specific food. The first days are intended for visiting nearby resorts. We discover Safaga, Soma Bay, Makati Bay, Sahl Hasheesh, and Al Gona. The luxury resort of Sahl Hasheesh distinguishes itself through elegance and refinement. It is 14 kilometers away from the airport of Hurghada and started to take shape 6 years ago. Sahl Hasheesh means mountain of grass. The name comes from the vegetation that accompanies the road on both sides. The richest Egyptians participated in the construction of the resort, which has only 4- and 5-star hotels and is well known in business-wise. Just minutes away from Hurghada is Gouda, a luxury holiday village having 10 kilometers of beach and spread over many beautiful islands and lagoons. Gouda is the Little Venice of Egypt. We arrive in Cairo early in the morning after a one-night bus ride. Vibrant, exotic, and fascinating, Cairo is a city of contrasts, an amalgam of styles and colors, a lively and expanding city. Everywhere you see inhabited red or gray buildings. There is a law that you are exempt from tax if your house has no roof. So most Egyptians live in roofless houses for more than 4 to 5 years to exempt from paying taxes. The capital of Egypt is the largest Muslim city in the world, and although it is officially said to have 17 million inhabitants, unofficially it is estimated that there are over 22 million inhabitants. And every day at noon in the city, there are over 25 million souls. The first stop is in Tahir Square at the Egyptian Museum. It houses a vast collection of antiques from ancient Egypt. Photography or filming is not allowed inside the museum. No one can take pictures there except the officials. That's why we use photos found on the internet. On the ground floor, there is a vast collection of papyri and coins used in the ancient world. On the first floor, artifacts from many dynasties are exhibited. We are fascinated by the Tutankhamun's tomb, the treasures found inside, but also the people and animals mummified through a long and expensive process. It took 70 days to embalm an inanimated body. "18 kilometers from Cairo, large crowds, coaches, cars, hundreds of tourists, dozens of very annoying street vendors, and the indispensable camels. We arrived on the Giza Plateau, the place where the most famous pyramids are located. The moment of meeting thousands of years of history is overwhelming. Scientists still wonder how the Egyptians managed to organize such a complex workforce and the physical movement of large blocks of stone. The construction of the pyramids may have involved ramps built around it on which the stone blocks were pulled with sledges, and eventually the ramps were dismantled. 110 pyramids were discovered in Egypt. Some were built as burial places for kings, others for queens. These are the pyramids on the Giza Plateau. They were built as graves for 3 pharaohs, the first one for Cheops, the second for his son, the third for his nephew, and the small one for his wife. The Pyramid of Cheops, or the Great Pyramid, is one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The Great Pyramid was built 4,500 years ago. The long-awaited day has come. The surrounding region of Hurghada is a desert region where safari excursions are organized with visits to Bedouin villages. Our adventure begins in a safari resort. Dressed properly, we go out with the ATVs. Around us is a sea of desert. We change the ATV with a buggy. After an adventurous Jeep safari journey through the sand dunes, we reach the Bedouin village. We are greeted with snack and water, sit in the shade of the palm shelters, and listen with interest to the guide's stories about the life of the Bedouins. We learn that the Bedouins in Egypt are nomads and refuse to leave the life of the wilderness. The authorities have built special blocks for them to move in, but these remained empty. Their great fear is that if they move to the cities, they will no longer be the masters over their lands. The Bedouins do not send their children to school, but educate them in the family, in the spirit of their own Muslim morality, according to the locals. Bedouins earn their living mainly from animal husbandry and tourism. Camels are highly prized in the Arab countries, but especially in the desert. We also experience the camel ride. Bedouin children also take care of tourists. In collaboration with the Egyptians, the Bedouins participate in organizing desert trips, and they manufacture various souvenirs that they sell to the tourists. The evening comes with a unique fakir show. A traditional Egyptian dance follows. In the end, we learn belly dancing. The Red Sea ranks first in the world's top diving destinations, with Australia and its Great Barrier Reef. The Red Sea, the northernmost tropical sea, is home to more than 1,000 species of invertebrates, 1,000 species of fish, and more than 200 types of coral, with reefs that can reach 90 meters in height. Not for nothing is it called the Aquarium of Allah. There are over 100 diving centers in Hurghada. Almost every hotel has its own center. The offers vary from introductory dives in the pool to certification courses at all levels. For a day of diving, the boats go out to sea before 9 o'clock and return to shore around 4:30 to 5 in the afternoon. For a beginner, the emotions are great, and the instructor's patience is essential. Even if you have an oxygen tube, you should breathe normally and keep calm. The instructor makes sure everything goes well. It helps you feel in your element in the water. All emotions disappear at the sight of corals and colorful fish. We are at the end of our journey, and it was incredible. us, Egypt was an indecipherable mystery. Desert, pyramids, pharaohs, Bedouins, but we stood at the base of the pyramids. We walked with the camel in the desert. We saw how the Bedouins live, and we swam with the fishes in the Red Sea. We experienced a mix of feelings and tasted insatiably of all that this world offered us. It's the last morning in Hurghada, so I couldn't miss the sunrise. Egypt is waiting for you to discover, feel, and enjoy the wonders of one of the oldest ancient civilizations.